Yeah, good morning, everybody that's out there. Jay's turning a bowl today, I think. Have no idea what the wood is.
Sweet gum burl.
Oh, sweet gum burl, is it right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was late. Yeah, we've got to get back to Cindy yet. Jeff, tell her I haven't forgotten if you're talking to her in the next day or two.
Okay, we'll do.
I'm just working out what I'm doing.
What did you just say? Who's there?
Hey?
Did you just say Sid's there?
No. I was talking to Jeff and told her that Cindy had contacted me and that I haven't got back to her yet.
I'll let you. You have to do all. Can you do all the skews from the small one right up to the big one?
We'll see. Depends how much time I have. That's the whole point. Like, I can stretch the skew thing out for a day, but that might be a bit much.
Yeah, we usually go about 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh, that's all right. I should be able to get most of it done in that time.
Yeah. Then I'm going to be one of many club members that go to the Ron Campbell's retreat in June.
Oh, yeah.
I've already signed up for a skew class to get hands-on. I've been using it off and on. It just, there's something I'm not getting right in the handling, and it just doesn't feel comfortable. And I'm sure when I get it, I'm going to go, I don't know why it took so long to figure this out.
It can be a difficult tool to use, but once you get the knack of it, it's a great tool.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't his retreat or whatever it is clash with that meeting?
Actually, it ends the day before.
Oh, right.
So what'll happen is I'll get home that night and I will finish all my notes for the meeting. I'll get the links out early in the week because let's see, what is it? I take off Wednesday for the retreat. Tuesday night is the board meeting. And so after the board meeting, I'll have to get the link out and everything for the club, and then take off, and I'll get back Saturday night, get all my notes together, and Sunday morning do it.
Gee, sounds about my life sometimes.
Well, like I said, I told somebody the other day, I have not figured out how to be retired yet. So.
G'day, Chris. How are you? Well, I travelled 700 kilometres to get to the meeting on time on the last one last Saturday, or last Sunday at least.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've been away for the weekend.
I don't know if we're going to have Bob tonight or not.
I have no idea. He comes and goes. He's like a will-o'-the-wisp.
Yeah. Well, he posted yesterday that he was at VA hospital, but he didn't say whether he was staying or not.
No, he came in yesterday.
Oh, okay.
He'd been at the hospital. Yeah, it probably would be fairly hard, Chris. and I'll be looking at the workshop this Saturday or Sunday, whenever it is too.
Okay, Saturday, yeah. I've got a new camera for over the lathe, and I just haven't had a chance to put it up there and test it out.
Oh yeah.
How you going, Chris? How you going, Dr. Bob?
There's Dr. Bob.
Good day, Bob.
Howdy.
How you doing, buddy?
Well, pretty good. Back to the hospital tomorrow, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Why'd you just move in?
I was going to say the same thing. They probably got a room with your name on it.
Well, it's just for tests.
Okay.
When I got out, each of the different specialties scheduled their own appointments. They didn't put them all on the same day.
Oh,
So,
that'd probably be asking too much, huh?
yesterday was cardiology. Last week was, I don't know even what you call it, the kidney people. And then I got one next Tuesday just to drive up, pay for a cab to go up, drop off some samples, and drive home.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, to get anything scheduled the same day when you have multiple clinics isn't the easiest. When I get a chance to schedule my own, I do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But this time I had no choice. They were each individual doctors that had their students with them at the time, so they had to schedule so the student could do the follow-up and the doctor watch.
Ah, okay.
I don't mind. It's a teaching hospital. You got to learn somehow.
Sure. Yeah. They need patients to work with.
Yeah, and the patients need patients.
Yeah.
But I don't mind, and I've told them that, each of the specialties, like when I'm in there this time at the hospital and they visited, and they said, "You don't mind?" And I said, "Heck no." I said, "That's what they're here to learn." And the thing is, they're all MDs.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they're getting their specialties.
Yeah.
So they know what they know that they can, sprint or take care of bones and splints and typical doctor stuff. But when they're learning the specialty, because they're all Wayne State Medical grad students,
Okay.
that's how the VA can afford such good doctors,
Mm-hmm.
because they get the professors.
Oh, okay.
It's like I got two things tomorrow, and one of them is the eye doctor, and she works for the Kresge Eye Institute as one of the head educators that works there in charge of the programs that they do for school.
Mm-hmm.
And that's eye surgery is their specialty.
Yeah. Kresge is a great institute.
Oh yeah.
They're phenomenal.
So they take care of me because I've been in there a few times, and my eyes don't match. Because I was born with my right eye rolled up in the head, looking up.
Oh, okay.
You're just a cockeyed optimist.
Yes. But I couldn't walk without a patch over the eye. Because the brain couldn't put the pictures together, and that was one of the things that they were studying at the time. But this German doctor, and I don't know his German name. All I know is the one he was given when he was brought here from the German prison camps, uh, Pino. And he's one that did a lot of experimental eye surgery in the prison camps in Germany. And there were quite a few doctors that our country was able to grab besides nuclear engineers, as we know.
Hmm.
Uh, but they were forbidden to do any medical. They were research people.
Ah,
And they had a lot of knowledge because they had a ton of people to experiment with, because that
hmm,
was Hitler's idea.
yeah.
And evidently, I've read a couple of books on it when I was uh, a late teen. Uh, after I got to know the doctor, but he sat and talked to me in his office about how it used to be. But it's
Yeah.
it's but right now the eyes, they've done muscle surgery. Well, he did the muscle surgery when I was 3 and 5 and 7. There were 3 operations done to bring this eye down so the muscles would work together.
Hmm.
And I can only use one eye at a time
Oh,
because
interesting.
that's how I was taught as a baby.
Okay.
And that was one of the theories that he had, is that the brain is still learning to put the two eyes together as one picture.
Hmm.
How do you figure out how to walk? You got to do it and stumble and fall. And his theory was you
Jay,
have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Jay, how much are you going to take off the bottom of that? God. And which way's the grain running in it?
You tell me which way the grain's running. It's a bill.
So it's side in and grain.
Yeah,
Well, which way does it cut better?
that way.
That looks almost like it's a piece of log
Yeah, I reckon that's
where he's doing end grain.
that's what I'm thinking, and
Yeah.
it's just a spindle. So I'd put the tool rest around the face of it, get it down around, and start forming your base and everything, or the shape of it. That's why I asked. I reckon it's a log.
Yeah. That's what it looks
You've
like.
cut
Yeah.
it. You've cut it from a bill, Robbo. I watched you do it.
Yeah. It's not a section.
Big burl.
This is
That'd
just
be
tiny
worth
compared to
that'd
what the
be
bill.
worth a pretty penny here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I
You'd
guess I
be in
wasn't
the
talking.
hundreds.
Right, wait on. You're all talking at once, so I can't hear a word.
Oh, because I was talking and everyone just talks over me. It's like I'm not even talking. I might as well not.
It's spinning good now.
Okay, start from about an inch from the base and cut down towards the centre just to start shaping the base, and let's see what the cut looks like. Now come the other way. Come in about an inch up that way and then come down towards the bottom, as if you're starting to form the shape of it.
That looks hard.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, just have a look at your camera for a minute. Your monitor. Come in about an inch from the edge here, right? Come in about an inch from the edge there and take that corner off and just work down that way.
I'm not doing a bowl.
What are you doing? What are you making?
I want to do a dish with a stand.
A dish with a stand.
So I
Oh,
get
what?
One piece.
Yeah.
Like a
That's
cake
why,
platter?
that's why I took this bit down to here. I was going to leave it there and make that the width of the stand.
Yeah, right. Wait on. What? You mean something like that?
Yeah.
All right. Rightio. Right, get it perfectly round first then. Sorry, I thought you were making a bowl out of it. Oh, you poor boy. You want me to kiss it better for you?
Yeah, I've had a weird thing happen. Got notice today that my car had been auctioned off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had it in storage. The storage people, the man that was taking care of the storage, ended up, from what I understand, having to take and get very sick during COVID. And they took the 4 cars that he was working on and had in storage. He was doing some work on mine. And someone come in and took them because they weren't supposed to have a garage on private property.
Mm-hmm.
But this problem was he wasn't being paid any money. It was something he liked doing. So under the ordinance, it was all right. But someone took the car after it got working and went on a wild spree last October, got pulled over by the police, didn't have proof of insurance, didn't have the any paperwork with it in the car, claimed it was at home, and then up and disappeared after putting up a bond to go get the paperwork.
Hmm.
Then they sent notice, supposedly, not to me, they had the wrong address, and it was auctioned off before Thanksgiving of last year.
Hmm.
And I'm just finding out about it in the last 2 weeks.
Governments work slowly.
They sure do.
Well, the story is COVID and the yard that it was put in, uh, the tow truck driver just picked it up, took it over there and parked it, but never got to the owner. The owner of the yard found it and didn't know anything about it with the paperwork, and it was listed as abandoned, so he auctioned it off as abandoned property.
Hmm.
So now I have no car.
And no money.
No. So now I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, you shouldn't go on a crime spree with your own car. That's the whole point.
Well, he represented he was me, except the man was a man of color. And in talking to the detective handling it, I asked him, you've got my driver's license pictures. It's in your database. And he said, well, our computers were down a bit, but it was just auctioned off because the yard owner, I probably should sue the yard owner because he didn't have a court order to do it or permission from a court to do it. But it's still gone.
Yeah.
And the other gotcha is it was abandoned.
Hmm.
It was abandoned out of gas in a farmer's field. So that's what was listed out in western Michigan.
Hmm.
So I wanted to get it so I could pick it up and use it. Now I can get out, and now I haven't got a car. And I've been paying insurance on it and all that, so I called the insurance and I'm going over with them about car theft.
Yeah.
But that doesn't look good because it was the police that signed the order. And it's almost impossible to sue a police department.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And it was a small town that it was found in the farmer's field with a flat tire. They were trying to change it in mud. They had evidently, if what I was told, looks like they pulled into where his gate was. And it was October last year, and it was muddy. And the farmer called because he wanted it removed. Couldn't get in his field. So I'm just up a creek.
Bob, I was going to tell you, I think I'm going to get that axe tool that Ron just put out.
Okay.
I called
nice.
Carter today to do my pre-orders, and the one thing I want, they won't have till August. so there goes my 15%. But I'm thinking I'm getting the axe tool.
What did you want with it?
The circle cutter, the Acurite circle cutting jig.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wanted that along with center finder system and everything like that. And they've got the center finders, but they don't have the circle cutters. They're out of stock.
Well, if you need one before that, I got one I haven't used in quite a while because I was a beta tester on it.
Right, I know. You showed me that last week. Yeah. Yeah, I don't need it right away. It's just that I was going for it because of the discount.
Who's that made by?
Carter Tools.
Oh yeah.
Yep. They're actually out here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, not far from us.
Yeah, the little finger on top is the thing I added to it because when you started putting big things on it, you just couldn't hold them.
Yeah.
So you had to have the finger.
Yeah.
So I made a finger. We used it, showed it around. A couple of people liked it, and then they thought of it. That's fine, but I got it for. I won't tell you what I didn't pay for it.
So the other thing I got was the bandsaw tension release. They had that in stock.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to do a lot more resawing once I get that in because I just don't like to change my blade right now. And I got the log blade on it right now. So I cut my pen blanks and everything with that.
Yeah, I wish I could afford some of their stuff anymore, but
yeah, it's not cheap.
No. But it is good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good stuff all the way around.
Yeah.
No, I've talked to Chris up there, and he and I get along well. We have for a long time, and he's always helped me out with whatever I wanted.
That's good.
Especially when I was doing dog and pony shows on my turning system. Did them across, I wouldn't say necessarily across the country, but I was at the Pittsburgh AAW demonstrating it.
Oh. You know, the symposium I'd like to get to one day is SWAT down in Waco.
Yeah, I would too.
They just announced that for this year. But that's, if you want to go and see anybody who's a well-known in turning, that's the one to go to.
Yeah.
They get a better turnout for those guys than the National Symposium does.
Well, that's typical. Texans always seem to be able to carry things off bigger and better.
Yeah, well, Texas always has to do everything bigger. So that's on my bucket list for one day. Maybe if when I get to do it, Captain Eddie will still be around. I get to meet him face to face.
Yeah, he's quite a character.
Yes, he is. I love Cap. We talk quite often. I watched a video one time, as a matter of fact, about 3 months before he went in for the brain tumor. He was still turning. And in the video, he had to stop the video because the phone rang. And then he come back and he says, that was one of my friends up in Michigan called with some questions. You can always call me. Well, that was me.
Yep. Oh, I remember the video. Yeah. He's always been like that.
Yeah, he'll stop everything and talk to you. That's wonderful.
Oh, yeah. I've done quite a bit of stuff with him over the years, but not in the past. Well, not since he had his stroke, but
yeah,
the brain tumor, whichever. But it was, he's a good old-fashioned airman.
Yeah.
And the one thing I liked about him the most is that he talked to you as if you were the guy next door.
Yeah. Yeah, he treats everybody like that, and that's just wonderful. Yeah. And he never talks down to you either. He's one of the greatest motivational speakers I ever met. I was talking to him about something that he was doing, and I said, I'm not getting it. He says, "You got it, Jeff. You just don't realize you got it." He says, "Look at it from
Yeah.
this angle." And yeah, he's a great teacher.
Yeah. I his sanding stuff when he first come out with it, his hollowing rig is. I already had one that I had developed and was pitching to Carter when he come up with his. But I
Yeah,
still got him to try to see what it was like.
I don't. He doesn't sell his Halloween rig anymore. Um,
He insisted on making them all himself.
yeah, I know he's making the Black Hawk system again,
Oh, that's good.
but I've already got the Wolverine and everything. So
Yeah, I've had that for a while. Though I've got a bodged up system. I've got two of the tool holders, and I got for the equipment that mounts under the grinding wheel comes from another company.
oh, okay,
Uh, Only because it was a gift and it works, and they're almost identical. And then I was able to get the rod, the stuff for attachments for it from yet someone else. So it's a hodgepodge set of what I thought was the best.
yeah,
'Cause I can adjust the angle so much easier. They're all fixed with a pin
okay.
to give me the spacings. So you're going out to Ron's place.
Yes.
How many are going with you? Do you know? Or is it just you?
Well, it's just me driving myself. Uh, I've got some things I got to do when I'm up there, family stuff. Uh, but I'm going up on the 9th so I can help them do some setup and so on.
Now, if I had my car, I'd go. But I don't.
Glenn
Yeah.
McCullough has set up a private group for DAW called the DAW Campbell's Retreat page, and he's looking for somebody from the east side to. He's planning on going up, but he said that if he can find somebody from the east side that can carry his lathe, that he'd like to take a lathe up for Ron to use. And
So I had a car.
but he started a private group, so everybody who's going can become part of the group. We could talk about things and plan things a little bit,
Ah.
which I thought was a good idea.
Yeah, because
And-
I've got what type of lathe he's looking for? Reeves drive, smaller, bigger?
Well, he's looking for the smaller, like the Jet Minis that we have in the wood shop, in our workshop. He's looking for that size.
Oh, I got one just collecting dust.
Yeah,
The kids
the minis and
used
the middies. Mm-hmm.
Because the other one I got one bigger, the one like Jay's using. I gave that to Paul, so he'd keep his sanity during COVID.
Yeah, but if you watch all from the previous years for the retreat, he's putting out the plea and he's always in a panic and everything. But by the time you get there, he's got all the lace he needs.
Yeah.
So
No, I got a little one just sitting here.
we had somebody in the club
dust.
suggest that we take we lend them our lathes, but I said the problem is our lathes are all buried, and getting to them is going to be a nightmare. And then at the other problem is the liability half of it.
Yeah.
If something happens to those lathes, then it's up to us to take care of it. The club has talked about it before I was president, and they decided that was not a good idea.
Yeah.
But
Because unfortunately today it all depends on the attorney at the other end.
exactly. Yep.
Are they ambulance chasers?
Yep. Well, looking for a new home, that's number one question I get. Do you have liability insurance?
Yeah.
And I tell them, yes, we do. We'd be fools not to have that.
Yep, I carry it here for when
Yeah.
Paul or that come over.
Yeah.
Plus,
And
I
then,
insure the whole thing. I insure all
Yeah.
the contents of the garage that I'm in.
And then I bought insurance for everything while it's in storage. So everything's covered from anything, including roof leaks.
Uh-huh.
And that was actually pretty cheap, that particular insurance. So
Jay, that has to be a dovetail in there. Not straight.
His jaws are dovetail.
No, use your skew chisel.
I always use my diamond point.
No, not that way. It's got to be wider in the bulk of the timber than on the. It's got to be wider on the. You got to go. Right on. Yeah. No. Not on the outside. Jeez. Poor. You lift the tool off the thing. Yeah, you've got to match the angle of that. So it's got to go wider towards the bottom than the top.
Narrow outside, wider on the inside.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here sharpening a couple of cup cutters.
I was wondering what that noise was.
Oh, what I have is this little gadget,
Oh, okay.
and it'll hold a cup cutter.
Oh, okay.
It'll hold anything. And then I'm simply using a simple
Diamonds.
600 grit,
Yeah, those are nice cards.
300 card.
Another little
And
trick,
just-
Jay. Another little trick, Jay, is to try your chuck in there before you take the piece of wood off the lathe, just to make sure it fits.
One of the little tricks I learned, it's not something that I tell people about a lot because then they could come back and sue me. But it's a trick my grandfather taught me to know whether something is sharp or not. And that was, the pores of your skin are minute. That's what he would say. They are minute. If you can take a sharp edge that you want to see if it is sharp, don't do it this way. It'll tell you it's sharp. The blood will prove it. But if you very gently, barely touch it, you can feel the pores of the skin bouncing over the edge.
Hmm.
And you can.
Yeah.
You can tell. But it's got to be a finger that's been calloused.
Yeah,
You know,
don't
thumb.
over tighten it. Just make sure that it's firm in there. That's all. That's it. Good. That'll do.
But for knives, he would do it. I won't. But
Right.
for something that small, a cup cutter or something really small, I'll do it.
No.
Do you know what Ron's cost now to his program if he has any openings?
It's $150 for registration.
And then you got to find a hotel room.
Yeah, if there's any left.
Yeah.
That or camp out.
I haven't camped out in 40 years.
Yeah, 2010
I
was the last
used
time
to.
for me. Yeah.
There's been many a time I spent the side on the top of a rock wall or the side of it. I used to be a rock climber.
No, okay.
Just out of interest, how far away is the retreat from Michigan? From Detroit?
Roughly about 3 hours.
Oh, geez, only a little jaunt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not too bad. 3 hours in good traffic. Every single road in the state of Michigan is under construction right now, so who knows how long it's going to be.
Oh, it sounds like Australia.
Yeah, I can't even get around my own town.
Yeah.
And do you have speed limits on like road work speed limits there?
Oh, yes. So basically, most on the freeways, most of them are 60 miles an hour. If there's workers present, it's 45 miles an hour. And if you injure or kill a worker, it's double the fines and double the prison time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Now, we had 50 construction workers on the roads last year killed by drivers.
geez.
And we're at 15 so far this year.
No, well, our speed limits through roadworks are generally 40 in Victoria, but in where Jay lives, they're 25. That's
Mhm.
kilometres an hour.
Yeah.
By chance, Jeff, do you remember when Michigan tried converting to kilometers? Or are you old enough?
I don't remember that. Well, I remember when Carter was president, he tried to get the U.S. on the metric system, and that went over like a fart in church. You know.
Well, it became a standard under Eisenhower.
Mm-hmm.
I remember learning that in school as a kid because we had to learn metric along with duck and cover. And but they did try to change the whole country over, and in fact they did. Congress passed a law saying that it would be, and this is before '94 had even been. They were just playing with getting it upgraded and dig the ditch, as it was called.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jay, before you go too far there,
I don't remember since I've been driving any roads in kilometers other than going to Canada.
No, there hasn't been any. They used to list the double ones, the speed
Now-
limits in both.
Mm-hmm.
instead of cutting straight down and putting that cove in there, put a little fillet in there, that little square bit there, to break the shape, and then put your cove in. All right, down through there. If you just bring it straight down, it looks wishy-washy. It's got no design feature at all. So put a little step in it. It's called a fillet or a quirk.
I've done that in the past, Robbo, where I've made the slope, then I went in with a parting tool, 1/8 inch parting tool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it breaks the eye from just seeing a wishy-washy shape. That's all it does. It's to make your eye stop for a nanosecond to appreciate the shape next to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh. I always thought it denoted a top.
Well, it's to emphasize the shape more than anything else.
Yeah.
So as you see, two distinct borders between things.
Yeah. Right.
I agree with you, Chris. Metric makes things so much easier, like for measurements and that. It's far easier to divide things by 10 than it is by 12.
Well, I'll tell you,
Yeah.
I was one of those people that was anti-metric for years until I got into wood turning. And there was so much stuff in wood turning that just naturally comes as metric. And it does make it easier.
But funny, all the plans we get from America, if you use them, is all in imperial.
Yeah.
And a lot of people out here or in other countries have a... Yeah, what about it? No, down at the bottom.
On the foot.
Yeah, I can't work out what you're trying to get at, Jay. Sorry. Just unmute your microphone and tell me.
I don't remember you saying which end, so I did it up that end.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you through the mask.
I remember in 63, 62, when I was doing driver's training, they still had metric up on 94 and along with our standard because of our Canadian friends
Oh, interesting.
that we had dual, but the big argument was it was too expensive to convert to metric. Outright dollar value, it was way too expensive.
Well, that's what
All
everything
new
boils
road
down to.
signs.
Yeah, that's what everything boils down to.
Yeah, I mean, not just the speed limit signs, but right turn and that, 1 mile ahead signs, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So far to Joe's Diner, and everybody'd have to change. But it was kept. The official is still metric. That's
Yeah,
why
right.
when you look at containers, everything from cereal to milk to medicine, they show both.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny, on our cars, we have the speedometer. Then in the inside of the speedometer, you have kilometers, a separate scale. Well, my son had a Buick Rendezvous that he got from a used car lot over in Warren, and they get all their cars from Canada. So it had our speedometer was the little one on the center. And I said, you got to get used to using that little one in the center there.
Yep, but now you cross the border and it changes automatically with
Yeah,
GPS.
you're all, yeah, exactly.
Jay, if you put me on camera, I'll show you something, all right? I think this is what you're trying to achieve. All right, I've got to go and have lunch.
Okay, Robbo.
I shall catch you later.
Okay, good seeing you, buddy.
I needed. Oh. The more I watch StreamYard and watch the stuff they have on YouTube with all their seminars and forums, I've got an account and I like it.
Yeah.
I use it within my family quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
It's so much easier just to arrange with my sister, just like I have an automatic system I set up for Jay, post it and everybody gets it, nightly. Uh, I do the same thing with my family. So if I've got pictures or just want to get on and talk to my sister, then nieces and nephews and that, if they're around, they pop in too. Or often, same thing, you can post a comment, I'll be available from this to this if anybody's willing to talk or that or what's new. And that's something that the family all checks the one message account so as they know what's going on, which is so much nicer.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
What?
Tomorrow. It's too late.
So I go without tomorrow. Yeah, you got to get to bed because your network's turned off. The only way to get the kid to go to bed is turn the network off to him.
I remember those days.
Uh-huh. It happens automatically. I've got then the latest out there as a beta tester, the Eros. It's a mesh network.
Oh, okay.
It's EERO. And I get some pretty good speeds for the kids here. It beats, even though I'm under wide open west. Yeah. I just have never had much. Their tech support people are, English is a fourth or fifth language.
Yeah.
And
That's pretty common with most companies now.
yeah. Well, Terry Williams for years and years did tech support for Comcast
Yeah.
as a phone support person. Though he wouldn't mention it because he'd get teased for it, but he got infinite anything he wanted from Comcast, phone, everything.
Hmm.
But it was a good thing, and he could do that part time.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you can see it, but this is what I am getting right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. Upload 50. Wow.
Yeah.
Do they have fiber coming into your house?
Nope.
Wow.
I'm at the limit of coax.
Okay. Wow. I know they're offering it here. I just don't want to spend the extra money. So I'm still at 100.
Well, the only people, well, I can get it from Comcast, and I've always had Comcast. God, I've done business with them. I've worked for them, did R&D for them, except that during the last administration, uh, they just didn't seem to care because, of course, their president took over the FCC.
Mm-hmm. I've always had problems with them. You know, as long as I was in contract, everything was good. The minute the contract ran out, the prices doubled, and
Yep.
I got very poor quality. The equipment was always giving me problems. The line was always giving me problems. Nobody could ever help me, and
Yep.
so we got fed up with it. And my wife and I got on the phone with them, argued with them for 3 hours one day, and they finally agreed to let us off the hook on everything. So we got rid of them, and we're actually on Wide Open West right now. And
Well,
I'm
you
per-
can get this speed.
Mhm.
That's a
I'm per-
product they have.
I know, but
I
I
don't-
can't get good quality. I can't get quality or service from them. That's the problem. And
From Wide Open West, the Cowboys?
no, from Comcast.
No, but you have Wide Open West now?
I have Wide Open West now. Yeah, so
But that's
Well,
what I have.
they
with
do
this
have that,
speed.
but they want $60 a month or $69 a month, and I just can't. I can't pay that. I'm paying $34.95 right now. So.
Hey. Why did you guys go to those
Yeah, the pandemic. We haven't been able to meet. So next week we're meeting for the first time. Well, we met in the park for a few times last year, but Hmm? Yeah. I probably should look at you when
What?
Yeah, I got that, and I also, well, I got a discount, a professional discount, because I pay half of that.
Yeah.
But I do some beta. I'm a beta tester for the Eero.
How you going, Effie?
But with two kids in school and one of them is an avid gamer, it comes in awfully handy.
Oh yeah.
You can sure tell when the noise cancellation kicks in.
You're right.
It's a pretty good algorithm.
Hmm.
But under the Eero, because that's what they supply, Wide Open West does is the Eero, is that I got a Euro 6 out of pocket, 6A Pro.
Oh,
And
cool.
that allows me automatically to handle all the Bluetooth, automated Bluetooth smart home stuff, and it handles that automatically as if it were part of the network, which it is.
Oh, okay.
The that's and I've got two remotes, one in the shop, which is way the other end of the property.
Hmm.
So I actually have that same speed 4 foot from my lathe.
Oh, cool.
And the nice thing is I've got one upstairs hardwired for gaming, and then plugged into it directly uh, is his computer to give the direct speed, which is higher than this. It is what I showed you is what he's getting as a hardwired speed to his computer,
Okay.
which he loves for gaming. And then everything else is, I got a package for YouTube TV type thing, and it has everything that we used to have with Comcast and more.
Hmm. Does YouTube TV have all the local
Yes,
247? Yeah.
in this market, it does, including 9.
Oh, cool. I had Sling for a while, and the only thing Sling has is Channel 2. And I guess there's a lot of arguments and fighting going on about providing service from local stations and stuff because the licensings are so different. So I'm sure
Yeah,
they'll get it all figured out. It's probably just in the background. They're talking, dollars and cents.
Yeah, the it's the news content they want because it's the advertising that goes with it.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it's just network programs.
Yeah.
And there's so much of that stuff that's free if you're willing to watch and put up with commercials like on TV.
Yeah.
And that's what we have here. But I have Amazon Prime, so that gives me all the Prime movies.
Yeah.
And it's nice because everybody uses Prime here for the free shipping. They just
Yeah. Well, we have
give me the
Amazon
money.
Prime. We have Amazon Prime, and the money we save on shipping pays for that.
Yeah.
But we use the movies and TVs, and then we also have Netflix.
Mm-hmm. So do I. And that's about all you really need.
Yeah, the sad thing is that a lot of the things that we really like are on other streaming services, but I'm not going to go and get them because before you know it, you're end up paying more than you are when you had cable. So, like, if I want to see any of the Marvel movies now, I got to go to Disney. Yeah.
But you can also look at when it comes to bundling, a lot of thing is being bundled with it, so it makes it cheaper. Like I like BritBox.
Yeah.
I've had that since it first come out because I like British humor and British
Mhm.
programming.
Me too. Yeah, I've watched a lot of British program. I'm an old Whovian. I love Doctor Who. And,
Yes, they have all of it in BritBox.
Yeah.
Every episode, including behind the scenes and
Yep. Well, I was
the
concerned
very
because they
first
said
few.
all the newer Doctor Who's, which is from 2005 on, they were going to have available on HBO Max only for streaming, and so I was concerned about because I don't have cable anymore. I'm a cord cutter. I was concerned about seeing the new episodes, and what they have is I can buy the whole season on Amazon and watch it as it's released during the season.
Yeah.
So
It's part of Prime.
Yep.
The
That's
nice
worked
thing
out
about
well.
Prime, it absorbs, and you can actually bring up with the Prime the stuff that you want. The best thing I ever bought was the little stick,
Oh yeah.
because it covers Prime and everything I have. It marries it, and the software in there is great because I can ask for something because it has the woman who shouldn't be named
Hmm.
built in with its own button. So you push and talk to it.
Okay.
And like the stuff I want from BritBox, it'll find it all, regardless of where and what provider has it.
Yeah. We have
And
Fire
it'll come up.
we have Fire Sticks in all of our TVs because the apps on Fire Stick are actually better quality than the same apps on your TVs.
Yes.
Yep. That's a world of difference between Netflix on Fire Stick and Netflix on my Samsung TV.
Yep. So that's what I use, and everybody else, the kids, they don't watch much TV. They're into gaming.
Yeah. My son doesn't watch much TV. Um, we're the TV generation. Yeah.
Yeah, I watch the BBC News, the ABC out of Australia,
Hmm.
uh, because they have some odd stuff that they cover that I think is really great.
Yeah.
And they also have, they seem to mimic in their style a lot of the American broadcast type stations too,
Yeah.
for news. The same formats.
Right. Well, I've
Like
watched a lot.
60 Minutes, Australia 60 Minutes. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And I've watched a lot over the years. I've seen all the Monty Python. Uh, I was a huge fan of oh God, what's his name? I'm drawing a complete blank on his name. Um,
From Faulty Towers.
no, he had his own show. It was a variety show. He was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and other movies like that.
Oh, yeah.
Benny Hill. I was a huge
Benny
fan
Hill,
of Benny Hill's
yes.
show. Marty Feldman had a show for a short period of time that's kind of like Benny Hill's, and it didn't last too long, but it was funny. Faulty Towers. I love Faulty Towers. I love Red Dwarf. And Red Dwarf, they're doing again.
Oh, I'd heard they were going to. I'll have to
Yeah, matter of fact,
look
one
for
of the main characters on Death in Paradise, which is filmed in the Caribbean, one of the main characters left because he was going back to do the reboot of Red Dwarf because he said he owes his career to that show. He's the one that played the cat alien.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Johnny
That
something's
was-
his name.
That was such a good show with a cardboard
Yeah.
set.
I know.
Cardboard sets.
Yeah. So yeah, that Graham Norton. I love the Graham Norton show. I love the format of that show.
Yeah, well, yeah, the ones he did in New York, his audience just wasn't there. But
They
remember,
did-
he did a season in New York City.
They didn't get it. I don't think the
over their head.
Yep, I don't think the producers understood it enough to handle it either because he had all American producers and writers and everything.
Yeah,
He should have brought his own over with him and just used the
Yep.
studios. But all the Americans, stars and stuff that go over there, They want to be on Graham and Norton. They love the format themselves.
Yep.
And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So
Well, there they can sit down and drink hard liquor in
Yeah.
front of an audience on live TV, but you can't.
no,
You can't hear, but it's got to be the bottle and phony stuff in it. You can't consume alcohol.
yeah, and there's no taboo subjects either.
Right.
So if you come over from America and you've got, all these stars, when they go on talk shows, they have a list of things that the host is not allowed to ask them about. Well, if you go over to Graham Norton's show like that, you're not going to be on his show.
Yeah.
Because there is no taboo subject. And but he doesn't get into all the politics and stuff either. He's just having fun with his guests, and that makes a big difference.
I understand there's months and months waiting list to be in the audience.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised at all. Now, I haven't seen him in a while because I don't have BBC America anymore. So, that's the one thing I miss about not having cable is BBC America, and I miss Freeform, which used to be ABC Family. That was a good channel. TBS and all of them, they just gotten into reruns. They're just nothing but reruns anymore.
Yes.
So as soon as Jay gets his mic turned back on, I'm going to let him know that I'm going to be signing off soon.
Yeah,
Oh, and here's something interesting. We were talking about at the swap meet, Ron Campbell's new tool. And he's got that other artist version of it. Well, if you go to AZ Carbide, you won't see Ron's tool there anymore, just that other artist. So I got to call him up and ask him about that. I don't want to spend the extra money just to have some artist's name on it.
yeah, I didn't know that. I hadn't noticed that because I've got the original with his name on the tool.
Well, it used to be you could get both of them. So I'm going to call him up tomorrow and ask him about it. If I get a chance to. I'm spreading 3 yards of dirt tomorrow, so I may not feel too good when I get done. Then, next week I'll be doing 2 yards on the other side of the lawn. These are all areas where my dog used to like to lay and run around in circles and stuff. And, he's worn out 4 inches of soil in a very large area. So. Hey, Jay, can you hear me? Just want to let you know I'm going to be signing off, buddy.
Thank you for coming in.
Well, thank you for having me, and I will hopefully see you next week.
I'll be here.
Or if not,
Same bat time, same bat
channel. All right, I love that.
Well, we still got the Saturday meeting.
Yeah, we still got the Saturday. Yep.
So you might see him Saturday.
That's
if
true.
He gets up in time or stays up late enough.
Just for future reference, on the 29th of May, which will be the 28th for you guys, my live will be early because I'm going out for lunch.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Let me take a look at my calendar real quick while we're talking about it, because for some reason that date stands out in my mind.
It's a Friday for you?
Yeah, I'm going to be at a ball game.
Yep. That's cool.
Season opener for a local team that I follow.
Oh, yeah.
Tigers?
It's Jimmy John's Field in Utica.
Oh, okay.
The United Shore Professional Baseball. I love it out there. And we don't go to Comerica anymore. We can go to Jimmy John's, get a meal, get the best seats you can get. Every seat's a good seat, but it's a small place. There's 2,000 people in the whole place, so it's all good seats. Get fireworks on a Friday night, and it costs us $80. You can't get a seat at Comerica for that.
Yeah.
So we love it.
Last time I was to a ball game, it was actually Briggs Stadium.
Wow. That goes back a couple of years.
Yes. I was there the day that they had the Fireman's Field Day, where
Uh-huh.
the sway pole snapped,
Oh,
and of course the guy on it didn't live,
yeah.
but that sticks in my mind. You
Well,
know, seeing
I
it
remember when I
snap
was, yep, I remember when I was really young, my dad and grandfather would take me to Lions games there.
by
And
streetcar.
no, we drove our car there, or they
Oh.
drove their car there. Yeah, but I remember going to see Lions there, playing in
Yep.
the snow.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, it started because somebody actually abandoned a zoo, a circus was set up in where the field is,
Hmm.
that they already were playing baseball at the other end of it, but it abandoned overnight and disappeared and left an elephant and a lion and a camel and half a dozen animals that were there. They just packed the tents up and snuck to Canada.
Wow.
And that started the Detroit Zoo.
Lovely.
My mother remembers that as a kid because they used to go down there and the circus was always there. It was
Yeah.
a permanent thing. It lasted almost 2 years.
Hmm.
And then they played baseball at the other end.
Yeah.
But that's before the outfield seats were put in.
Right. Right. And
But I
now they
used-
got a beautiful field there for the Police Athletic League.
Ah, yeah.
Beautiful
I
little
used to-
ballpark.
I remember going down on the streetcars, the Jefferson car.
Yeah, I don't remember streetcars. I think we had moved out of the city by that point. And because I was born in Detroit in '56, and I think by the time I was 2 years old, we were living in Wyandotte. So I don't remember much about streetcars or anything.
Well,
I know-
hey, you had streetcars in Wyandotte. They went
Uh,
down Jefferson.
not in my lifetime. Not that I remember seeing.
I'm trying to think. It was right on the river. It went down. It was
Well, that's Biddle at that point.
no. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It's Biddle.
I've seen
But it-
pictures, but I don't think it was in my lifetime.
My grandmother used to live down there.
Hmm. Yeah, my grandparents lived off of St. John's, and I remember the house well. Matter of fact, we went down there. A few months back, we went down there for something, and so I drove up St. John's to find the house, and it's still there. It looks totally different. It's been aluminum siding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went to live with them in 5th grade, so I was there until my grandfather retired. We moved to Pinckney in 1970. But
Yeah.
I don't remember streetcars in my lifetime.
Yeah, the Rouge is where my grandmother lived.
Mhm.
And we used to take the Jefferson car downtown, and then we'd take the Jefferson car out to Rouge.
Yeah. I do remember because, they used to have Wyandotte Chemicals there, and now it's BASF.
Yeah.
But I can remember Tuesdays. We used to call them Yellow Tuesdays because the air was yellow, because they were venting chemicals into the air.
Well, from the steel company, when I lived in Rouge,
Mhm.
because when I come back from D.C., I took over my grandmother's house in Rouge, was offered me, and we'd have pink snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd tell people it's pink, and they wouldn't believe me. The pollution from the steel mill was so bad,
Yeah.
it made the snow pink.
Well, and there was a period of time I remember it because I was still quite young then. I was in, I'm going to say I was 8, 9 years old, but I remember my grandfather taking me out on the boat on the river and showing me in front of Great Lakes Steel. They used to call it the Red Sea because the water was red from the
Yep.
chemicals they dumped into it. And
Zug Island. You ever
Uh-huh.
get to see that? Yeah,
Yep.
Zug
Yeah.
Island.
my grandfather worked there for 36 years, and
The-
I think that whole steel mill shut down now.
Yep, it's gone. The rail
Yeah.
line out of there is not in use anymore. I got a friend
Yeah.
that's a rail buff, and they're trying to save it.
Yeah, that was
But-
kind of sad to see, though. I had some good
Yeah.
memories down there because the marina that he had the boat at was at Great Lakes Steel.
Yep.
So I thought that was pretty cool when I was a kid driving along all those truck frames and everything that were piled up.
Yep.
So, well, I'm going to sign off. So it was good seeing you, Bob.
Yep.
Good luck
Yep.
with all your tests.
Well, thank you. I should know sometime next week.
Yeah. Okay.
You
But,
get a quick glance at what it's going to look like before you leave. So
That is just gorgeous.
You're not kidding.
You're going to fill in any of those cracks?
no,
No? Okay.
That's character.
every
Yeah.
crack's an extra $50.
He's
Oh,
in
so
the marketing.
I'm pricing my stuff all wrong.
Yes.
I give them discounts if there's a crack. I'm doing it all wrong.
That's
Oh, yeah,
character.
wrong way. Yeah.
Well, you guys take care. Stay safe.
Yep, you too.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. Not far off knocking it on the head anyway, Dr. Bob. I've got a call. My lunch is ready, so I'm just going to
Okay.
finish this
I
bit
probably
here.
ought to take off then.
All right, thank you for coming in.
Yep, that way I can let the dog out and take care of all that stuff that I got to
Yep.
do. The kids say they have to, but it never happens.
Yes.
They're teenagers.
Yep.
All right.
Lucky they're still at home. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. I'll catch you tomorrow night.
All right, thank you for coming in. Take it easy. Have a good day.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
that's a beautiful piece you're doing. That's going to be worth $150.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully.
It would here.
Yeah,
We'll
exotic.
catch you.
See ya.
Oh yeah. Yep. Bye.
This is my abrasive paste I'm putting on now. Just get a little bit of colour, try the colour before I disappear. For the layer. I'll clean out all the cracks later with the toothbrush, but other than that, it's come up really nice, this piece. I don't think we need that on there. All right, thanks for coming in, Chris. Effie, take it easy.